No matter what kind of company you are, you need to have a conversion-focused content strategy. But this can be really hard. You don't want spammy content that seems like you have dollar signs in your eyes. And you definitely don't want weak content that doesn't sufficiently promote your product. That's why today, I'm gonna give you a specific framework for how to master the balancing act of high-converting content, as well as 4 successful types of conversion-focused content you can create, and 3 quick tips for how you can get started today on boosting your overall conversions. Wow, that's a lot. Let's jump in. When it comes down to it, conversion-focused content isn't about your product. It's about your customer. Your customer's needs are the starting place for any sale. That's because no matter what your product or service is, what people are really buying from you is the fulfillment of their needs, the solution to their problems, a positive change in their life. So to convert, your content needs to market that product as that positive change. And to do that, you need to understand exactly what your customer needs. That's why our framework, which guarantees higher converting content, consists of just 3 simple questions that help you uncover your customer's true needs and show you what you should include in higher converting content. If you don't take the time to think of great answers to the 3 following questions, your content will struggle to convert. Your business will tank. You'll end up living in a cardboard box, looking up at the stars every night, asking yourself, why didn't I finish this video? Just kidding. But actually, before we really get started, be sure to like and subscribe so that you get immediate access to all the insider marketing tips and tricks that I'm going to be talking about on this channel. So here are the 3 questions to help you optimize conversion-focused content. 1. Who is your ideal customer? It seems obvious, but the question is as complex as it is fundamental. Buyer personas really come in handy here. You need to be as specific as possible. Define who your ideal customer is. Describe a semi-fictional person based on market research and actual data about your existing customers. That description should include what your customer's lifestyle is like, what their pain points are, and what the positive change is that they're looking for. Then think about what kind of purchase power they have, how much they're likely to spend on your product or service. And in the case of B2B, your buyer persona should include details like job function and title, team size, and company size. All of this gives you a clear picture of who your reader is and what they're looking for. Also, while we're on the topic, be sure to check out our video from last week or so on how to create a content marketing persona to actually help you do this. Question number 2. When would a customer choose you over your competitors? Once you know who your customer is and what problems they're trying to solve, you can backwards engineer your competitive edge. Think about how you're different from the competition in a way that solves your ideal buyer's problems. Do you have a 90-day return policy? Do you offer a 30-day free trial when most of your competitors offer only a 7-day free trial, or none at all? I recently set up a side project using a WordPress managed host. In deciding between Kinsta and WP Engine, the articles from the top 5 Google search results were overwhelming. Price comparison sheets, technical spec breakdowns, performance of content delivery networks, and more. It's clear that both managed hosts are great options, and most people would say you can't go wrong with either one. But I ended up choosing WP Engine because on their website they made it super clear that they offer 24/7 live chat for customer support. I'm not a web developer, so knowing that I can frantically chat their customer support at midnight was a deciding factor for me. So this could be an opportunity for WP Engine to create more content about the importance of 24/7 support in choosing a managed host or website tools. Sure, they won't rank number 1 for a high volume search term like 24/7 customer support, but they might be able to rank well for a long tail keyword like 24/7 customer support for managed host. And more importantly, they would be addressing my need as a customer. Which brings us to our 3rd point. What would solve a customer's problem rather than pique their interest? You could even reframe this question in SEO speak. What are my most valuable long-tail keywords? Or you could fit it into a model of features and outcomes. In the end, what do you think convinces customers to purchase? Features or outcomes? Outcomes, of course, because the outcome is their problem being solved. High converting content will acknowledge the customer's needs, identify where other products or services are failing to meet those needs, and then articulate specifically the benefit that you offer and the way it'll create positive change in their life. Taking the time to answer these 3 questions should ultimately help reduce friction in the decision-making process and make it easier for customers to choose you. Now, let's talk about 4 types of content that work especially well for incorporating our 3-question framework. Some of the most successful conversion-focused content that we've seen falls into these 4 categories. Use cases. Use cases describe specific instances in which a customer would use your product. This approach works especially well for B2B companies. For example, Gong, the makers of an artificial intelligence platform that provides insights on sales calls and emails. They have a blog which explains what you as a customer would get from using their product without actually being pushy about their product. Gong's blog post, "The #1 signal all winning deals have in common," explains that a prospect's email velocity is one of the strongest indicators they'll become a customer. This is the type of information that you would get about your sales process only if you use their product. Comparison posts. Both Kinsta and WP Engine have this kind of content on their websites. They both thoroughly explain why you should use their product over the others. They do this through feature comparisons, price comparisons, charts, and user testimonials. This is an especially useful tactic when you have close competition. Round up all your competitors in one article, show how you're different, how you're the same, show price comparisons, and include all the information someone would need to make a buying decision. If you do it right and root it in your customers' needs, boom, conversions. Buyer's guide. So a buyer's guide can be a combination of use cases and comparison posts, but it doesn't need to include your competitors. An effective buyer's guide can include companies that are similar to yours, but who are also not competitors. One of my most popular blog posts when I worked at ski lift ticket company Liftopia was a buyer's guide for skiers and snowboarders. We gave recommendations for different kinds of gloves, a lightweight plastic flask, and of course, a Liftopia gift card so people can buy lift tickets. This was a nice way to give some love to our favorite ski and snowboarding brands while also promoting our product in a way that's actually useful to readers. How it should work content. This framework is especially useful for B2B companies, especially software as a service or SaaS ones. You explain what the ideal software is like, what the onboarding experience should be like, or what your key buyer should expect from customer service. Put another way, take all the awesome things about your company and explain them to your potential customers in either a generic or specific way. Zendesk, the customer service software company, has a lot of content like this. They offer advice on anything from how to handle customer complaints to how to set up customer portals. While they obviously apply to Zendesk customers, non-customers can benefit from the information as well. We also have one of these articles. Our blog post on how we run Growth Machine, how we handle client projects, and what makes us unique falls under this category. We get pretty detailed on how we manage client relationships, how we're different from our competitors, and what our project management is like. But we do this through the lens of what an ideal customer-vendor relationship should look like. Now remember, in any of the 4 categories I just mentioned, you still need to use the 3-question framework. This is to make sure your focus remains on the customer's problems and how your product uniquely solves them. And finally, now that you're armed with the best knowledge out there on how to create conversion-focused content, here are 3 action items you can start doing today. Do this minor hack. Look at all your top performing blog posts and add a simple call to action to drive purchase. This can be a short sentence at the bottom of a blog post that says something like, "If you're interested in trying our product, use our code YAY10 to save 10%. This could give sales a small boost while you take the time to create the conversion-focused content. Make it easy for customers to convert. Make it super easy for your customers to purchase by going beyond linking inline text. Use a visual call-out or a design module that makes it clear what your customers can buy. Ask your sales team, especially for B2B companies. Ping your sales team and ask, what are the tough questions that prospects ask? Then try to answer these questions or solve these problems with your content. Some people think conversion-focused content is some subliminal way to trick people into buying your product, and that couldn't be further from the truth. We all have needs we want met, problems to solve, and changes we want to see. High converting content simply addresses these truths and offers solutions tiered to specific groups who share the same priorities. Create this direct communication and transparency with your customers, and your conversions will undoubtedly increase. If you've had an article do especially well with conversions, Tell me about it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, if you want someone to help you do this, please don't hesitate to reach out, and we can solve your customers' problems together. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.